Give us the trade secret. You valued it at 17. What did you go about valuing it at?
Because that particular technology is the road blocker for most of the upcoming innovations. More than 17 million US.
10 years back, I've seen college students file for patents so that they get into good universities in the US.
Yes,
that
mostly.
knowledge was there. That is what I had seen long back.
It's a long story, but I'll short it out.
So what you're saying is you did come up with an invention.
Yes.
But you were not really aware that it is an invention and I have to protect it to make it protectable.
If you get 5,000, I'll ask you, give me 1,000, you will be happy. I'll say World War I is good.
Because a lot of inventions came up.
No, not exactly. So am I lagging behind or something like that?
Fear of missing out. Hi everyone, welcome back to InvnTree's podcast on patents. I'm Hemanth Puttaiah, co-founder of InvnTree IP Services, and today I have with me Arvin, who is the head of IP strategy at Simple Energy. Hi Arvin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Hemanth. It was a really good time to spend and discuss about your strategy. So as Hemanth, so I'm heading the IP strategy in Simple Energy. So
Good. Yeah. So I ask all of my guests this question. So I'm going to ask you as well, because joining into the field of patents is something which is typically it's not the first career choice, or forget about being a career choice itself. But let's say people do not really know about patents itself. Now, let's say because when we started working, let's say somebody told you, okay, there is something called as a patent.
Right.
There should people would not really know what really it is. So how did you get into this field itself?
It's a long story, but I'll short it out. So during my college days, initial days of college days, like around 2007 and 8, so I have lots of innovation. So it's like I'll give a quote: a house without door, how you feel. Innovation without IP, similar things. That I started understanding post when I entered to a professional life. So 2007 and 8, we have an invention. So we means me and a few other people were there. So we were thought of this some technology which is right now is booming, and it's like a GPS based fast track technology. So being from a tier 2 college, you don't have a perfect mentor or a guide to focus you towards reaching the goal. So that's how it started. So then, as usual, other guys, how they complete their degree. So we finish our degrees. Then I join in a company, small company. Then I started understanding, when you start realizing the product is there in the market, then you're, oh man, I should have filed an IP. That I understood later stage. So still, that's how I started attraction towards IP. And I worked for almost 2 years in R&D segments. Then, so it's high time.
Okay.
So, as many students, many like universities, they have a great talents, but they're not utilizing. It's like beneath you there is a gold mine, but you don't never know, right? So it's similar to kind of stuff. That's how the trigger started. So like after 2013 and 14, I started exploring what is IP.
Okay.
So then I took my postgraduate diploma in IPR and management. So then I started exploring that opportunity in IP.
Excellent. So what you're saying is you did come up with an invention.
Yes.
But you were not really aware that it is an invention and I have to protect it. To make it protectable, I'll have to file for patents. You did not have that knowledge at that point of time.
Exactly.
But you did come up with something, an invention itself. You knew it is an invention, but you did not know how to protect your own.
Right.
But later when you found that, people had already filed for
and the
patents.
product is rolling out in the market.
Right
so
now.
Then you have this shock. Oh man, I should have filed it. Then. So even college days, that's how you work, right? So I finish my exams, I get the degree, done. My life is set. So I'll go for some MNC. That's a dream for most of the engineers.
Okay. Yeah, now actually, I see kids do know about patents, and many of them use patents to actually further their goals themselves. Because not just now, a few years, more than 10 years back, I've seen college students file for patents
Right.
so that they get into good universities in the US.
Yes,
That
mostly.
knowledge was there. That is what I had seen long back. Kids used to file for patents to actually get into good universities as well.
Exactly. No, that's why I started feeling that, oh man, if you would have snooze my birth like 10 years, I would have been somewhere in different country or different dimension, right? So, but still, no, I started feeling, oh man, I'm talking about the previous generation kind of stuff. You started feeling, oh, older, right? That kind of.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now coming to this, carrying on from what you are saying, I saw your LinkedIn headline and it says turning patents into profits.
Yeah.
Actually, that resonates a lot with us at InvnTree as well, because we have seen this day in and day out, how patents are turned into profits themselves. Because for the unknown people, it may seem that patents are something which we file as a legal tick mark. It's an expense as such.
Right.
But many of them do not realize that patents are the main thing which will turn it into a profit. So companies, see, you never know, right? Some companies work well, they make a lot of money. But some companies do not really work as well. It's with all startups. But at the end of the day, I've seen that some of our clients, though their company did not work, they made money. They made money more than what actually they have spent on the company itself. How? By actually commercializing their patents.
Right.
I've seen this happen with my own eyes so many times. And this is something which companies should actually understand, that patents are not just an expense. It is actually going to give you returns, much more returns in the future itself. So having said that, since you have put up that headline, let me get your perspective of how you turn patents into profits.
So I'll start with statistics because I always believe in statistics. So if you see US patent filing or a commercialization strategy, so the conversion rate is pretty higher. Pretty higher means I don't want to compare it with the exact numbers, but it's more than 70%. Conversion.
What do you mean by conversion?
You file a patent application.
Correct.
So the conversion means what is the reason behind your filing the patent application? Commercial, protect the invention and commercialize it, right? So that's the main theme. Or else you should have filed in some papers, journals for social welfare.
Yes.
Right. But in India, the fact is 0.4% is the commercialized stuff. Yeah. So if you just go with any university, I'm not blaming any one university. Some university have more than 1,000 patents every year.
Okay. When you say 1,000 patents every year, that is a different strategy altogether for universities. What I've seen, they actually are churning out patents which may not be of much value. Also, they are doing it. I will not blame anybody, but they are doing it for different reasons altogether. Let's say to boast, okay, our university has 1,000 patents. Our university is something which is very innovative in nature.
Right.
That is good. But actually, this is a right step. But 1,000 patents and all that, I'm not sure how of them are commercially viable.
I'm not denying the fact, as you like Hemanth said that. So that's how you project yourself that, okay, this university is having 1,000 patents. That means innovation is happening. I don't blame them. Out of 1,000,
it's the right way.
Out of 1,000, 10 patents, you work really on the market problem, give a solution. There is a big gap between the academia and industry, right?
Definitely.
So I'm not blaming them. Why people always go for IITs? I want IIT. Because that creates an environment. Because people think of innovating something. That's how the mindset have been created. So slowly in Indian university, they are started feeding this thought that innovation is something good.
Definitely.
Right,
Yes.
and even if you see such patents from not only from universities, some startups, in order to reduce their cost, they'll find some those who doesn't have much experience about the drafting. They
Definitely.
file it. If you see their claim sets, of no use.
Yeah, so
The enforceability won't happen.
Yeah, what you say is very true. We have seen this happen day in and day out, because sometimes inventors do come to us after the sort of the battle is lost. What they have done is they have not taken professional help.
Right.
They have let's say drafted claims on their own, and it is in a very it's in layman language, and they have filed it already. They feel that we have done the work, but when it comes to prosecution, it's something which is there is nothing in the draft itself to actually
To go back and
yeah.
quote that this is there in the specification, we might forget in the claim
Correct.
set, so we
Yeah,
can,
something we'll do. We'll get a bidding grant. So they are all like one-line claims. So now they feel that the professional will be able to do something about it.
Yes.
But what they need to understand is the first step is drafting of the patent specification is the most important step to protect your innovation. So that is what I tell everybody.
Right,
You try to save in other places, but drafting a patent specification is the most important step, because a professional will be able to help you the most.
Yes.
If you skimp on that factor, later, even if your innovation was worth, let's say, crores, because it was badly drafted, or you did not really take a professional's help, you may lose out on a lot of money, wherein you could have cashed in on that money on a later stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how, because as you said, last 10 years the people have started getting awareness about IP, but still, as you also pointed well, legal draft. That's how the people thought of.
Yes.
And here I just want to give one example. As you said, how's the growth of innovation in a company, in a startup helps. So most of the people know about Amazon.
Yes.
What they started with. They started with selling of books. You might have heard about one-click patent.
Yeah, that's a very famous one too.
Right.
So this one-click patent actually puts us in a lot of trouble, to be very honest, with let's say inventors.
Yes.
So this one-click patent itself is sort of, let's say, it's like a business method as such, right? So long back, maybe business methods were actually patentable in the US, but now the US itself has become very strict.
Right.
So at the outside, it may seem like a business method itself, but there is underlying technology which people protected.
Right.
So when people hear this is a one-click patent, oh, that's famous. Everybody knows about one-click patent, but they did not understand that behind that one-click patent, what technology was underlying, what was actually patented. If they go in deep into that, they will know that patents are not for business methods as such; it is for technology.
Yes. So that's how, because there will be always kind of a groundbreaking innovation, because there is a difference between invention and innovation.
Correct.
People are working on innovation, not in the invention.
Correct.
Right. So I'm just pointed out this one click because it's not only in the methodology. You can think of a lot in a product base, right? So I can see recent trends in startups. People are even I heard many startups that because I was running a non-profit organization. I'm supporting lots of, because whatever hurdles what I faced should not be faced by someone else. So
very good initiative.
So that's how we started. Because I always say we. So we started because if you do by yourself, you can do 10%. If you collect the like-minded people, you can do at least 50%. That's more than enough for now. So that's how we started, and we had a discussion with lots of co-founders and CEOs. So they say, I don't want anything. I need 10 patents this year.
Okay.
So I always, it's tough to convince the board members and those startup CEOs, but it's easy. It's communication, right? If I'm communicating something perfect to you with the examples, you will be, oh, okay, this is how it works. So you will get the more kind of a landscape view about that technology. Oh, okay. So there is no similar kind of a product or a patent in it. So we can still end up. So most of the companies start up with, like, I think of, let's take an example of a Samsung. They started with some grocery or something like that.
Yeah.
So now if you
I
see
think grocery or I think it was something cattle, I guess.
yeah, many things.
Something
So they were for more than a generation people they were working. So they started with something different. Now
yes, definitely.
they are the key players in the market of displays. Any display you think, they have a collaboration, right? So the technology, that's how it goes to the next level. So coming back, I'll say World War I is good.
Because a lot of inventions came up.
No, not exactly. So there are two different set of people are there. They join with the other companies, they develop the technology. The other people, they file a patent, they limit the usage of that particular technology to others. So why I said World War I is good, you might heard about this Wright brothers.
Yeah.
So there is a case between Wright brothers and Curtiss. So Wright brothers are good in technology. Curtiss is also similar kind of a technology they were working on. So they were suing each other. The technology was holded. And US government started, okay, this is high time. World War I is there. I need some aircrafts to fly on the air, right? So that's a break where US started thinking, okay, only patent suing each other won't be helpful. Innovating things are always good, and it should be useful. It should be a commercial outcome. So
Definitely.
that's how it started. So that's the reason I was saying World War I is great.
I see. People think that when a patent is granted, it is giving a right to another person, and a layman would think that it is curtailing innovation as such. It's not really that. No, let's say a right is given to one person and an organization. Now, what happens is the other person is not able to use that technology.
Yes.
That is when he innovates, right? That is when he thinks that I'll have to overcome this. I'll have to build something which is not really infringing on this, but something which I should also be able to use that technology to my advantage. That is how it is actually incentivizing innovation.
Yes.
Patents are incentivizing innovations. Because of patents itself, it is stopping people, and the person who is stopped is going to come up with more innovation. That is how the cycle works.
Yes.
If there is no incentivizing people in, let's say, giving them rights, I think we would be stuck in without innovation, with just people using everything.
I'll give an example. So every month, irrespective of whether you're working or not, so I'll start giving 20,000 every month or 50,000 every month. So your standard of living will be stuck in 50,000. You don't move ahead. So what you'll do, okay, every month I'm getting 50,000, I don't know work, right? So people have this mindset that patent, if I get the patent, I'm set. So there's always a two set of goals, short term and long term. So when you work on a short term, you will achieve something on the long term. So let's say I file a patent in this technology, I should not sit idle. So because a recent time, if you see, every 2 years there is a new technology. And AI comes, like every year you can see some new technologies are popping up in the market.
Yeah.
So as you well mentioned about settling up, and if you get the patent, you don't just stop others. You need to look for, like, let's say competitors are there. Okay, you file some like a kind of a zone has been captured by your patent application. Okay, we'll think, okay, this is your zone. Okay, I'll design around and I'll innovate something more advanced than your technology. That's how it works.
That is how it works.
Because every single words what we are using, they have two ends. Positive also there, negative also there. As you said, positives, that this innovation is there, I'll do more than this. So that's good technology. Horizon, most of the startup recently started acquiring it.
Good. Now, I see that in your present organization, I see you are doing a few tasks. This is what I derived from your LinkedIn post itself, that you are carrying out state-of-art searches. This is also something which we do for our clients usually. We carry out state-of-art searches for any technology that they mention, so that they know as to what is the state of art presently for the technology at hand. It also, let's say, is helpful in deriving new features for the product itself. So from a service provider point of view, we carry out the search. We actually understand what is the present technology, and we just then give it off to the company themselves. Now, from a company point of view, because after that we are not really involved. Rather, after, let's say, we just explaining as to what the state of art is, we are no more involved because we are not really integrated over there. Right? So, from a company's perspective, now once you receive the state of art search, what do you do?
So it's a good question because that's a gap still happening. So most of the state of art, what we get is related to one particular technology. So you might, given the reports, right? Let's take example of any battery technology, right? So we are into electric vehicle manufacturing.
Correct.
So I'll just, the heart of the vehicle is battery and motor. So the battery technology, you might have given so let's say I'm a company or a service provider. I need something on a battery technology. So inside the battery there are n number of components. So as I said, so you will give all the battery related technology, maybe thermal management system. Let's to be precise, thermal management system. You will give a lot of information about thermal management system, but setting up the whole thermal management system for a battery pack, as a company's perspective, the overhead cost is too high. So we do, like people say, right, jugaad. We always do the jugaad. So you give the reports, we analyze it. Okay, this is a pretty, lots of patents are there. So we'll segregate. Okay, this is viable. Instead of doing this way, we can design around and we can do that. So the gap, as you mentioned, so you will give the reports, we will read it, and then the outcome is, okay, this won't be much helpful. So I'll take this small part. So and I'll always suggest to the service provider, you give me the list of everything and you suggest, because when you do analytics, people know what was the previous trend, what's the current trend, and you can predict based on the recent filings.
Where the filings are actually, the density of the filings, where more filings are happening, what is the technology, where the technology is moving, who are the key innovators, who are the key companies doing all this.
So that will help us. Okay, this is going to be a new technology. So if you give a glimpse of it, okay, I don't want this, I need this particular extra perks, what you give in is more helpful for us. So that's the reason we usually do in-house state of search and landscape searches, because we know we are working, right, in that technology. So we don't need complete zone. We need a small part, and we'll try to dig more. That's all.
So many a time there is an overlap between state of art search and the landscape search. So is it a landscape search? So when you do a landscape search, is it you are doing a technology landscape for a complete product? How do you go about it?
So I'll go with the technology.
Okay.
Because as a product,
and also to this, we have done so many landscape searches, and we give exhaustive reports. But after having put so much of effort into doing the landscape search, you know what we are worried about? We are worried about, we have put this much of work. Now, it's I'm not the R&D person, right? It is provided to the R&D person. Now, it is his job. Now, he has to put more effort than us to actually derive something out of the reports that we have given them, of all the hard work that we have put in. Now it becomes his job. So how do they go about this?
All fingers are not same, right? So I'll take example of the current situation. So there is a physical book, right? There is an audible.
Yes.
Which one you choose? Because if I started reading complete book, it's a hobby for me. I'll do it.
Correct.
But some people want just a gist. So finding a client and understanding their mindset is something important, because we too receive lots of initial days when I joined Simple Energy. I receive lots of landscapes. As a IP perspective, IP professional, I love reading.
You love.
So I'll start reading it.
That's you. But end of the day, it has to go to
if that invention is one landscape. If multiple landscape, because multiple different domains were there: motor, battery, and peripherals, electronics, circuits. So I can't concentrate. I can't do switch tasking, right? So sometimes I feel, okay, I'll move to the design page. Oh, okay, these are the things. Okay, this is how it interprets. So sometimes you need to do shortcuts. So that's the reason we do kind of a smaller version of the landscape.
Okay.
And why the state of art? And I'll give you a heads up. If I present it to the management, I'll go with this.
It is not for the management for sure.
No, because sometimes you need to like a project why I'm going this particular domain or a technology. What will be, because as IP is not only IP of a legal. You need to align with the business of the company.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you just have IP, which is not really aligning with your business goals itself, it is not an IP which the company needs.
Right. So that's how you need to project them. Okay, if you do this, these are the costings of a patent filing. These are the technology is still untouched. So you need to project them. Okay, this is untouched. Next 5 years or 10 years down the line, there's going to be a technology which can rule the market, which can contribute a major position. Let's take example of one recent trends happening in EV industry, magnets. Right? You might heard about China banned this export of magnets.
Yeah.
So
it's all over the news.
Lots of people are already pre-calculated, because the dependency of one country is always a bigger problem. So people started innovating something on like magnetless motors, which gives similar kind of output, similar torque to be precise. So that's how even we develop such kind of a technology.
Okay.
So that's how you need to project the landscape. Okay, this is going to be thing. So we started investing our time and money on those technology. So that's how patent works, right?
Yeah, that is how it works. If I see right now, the EV space in India is sort of getting crowded.
Yes.
Right? So there are all these new age companies which are into EV. A lot of actually the older companies are now catching up, but EV is sort of actually driven by the new age companies themselves.
Yes.
Including your company itself. So in this tight space, how do you find? How are you finding it? Is it how are you monitoring your competitors? Even though you monitor, let's say competitor monitoring is something which we all do. We provide competitor monitoring reports to our clients where they actually analyze and see what filings are being done by the competitor, but they're still old considering that they are published now, but still something better than nothing, right? So you are monitoring your competitors. That is what everybody does. So you would see that my competitor is filing 200 patents, I'm at 10, something like that. So do you look at competitor monitoring reports themselves and take any action, or to put it in other words, I've seen action being taken by companies, but they don't take action directly. They take action in somebody else's way, if you know what I mean. All these oppositions, companies never file it themselves, just some random person filing oppositions.
Right.
Is it a strategy that companies in India are following?
Some companies have started.
Are there already EV patent wars happening in India?
No, this particular domain has just started booming.
Okay.
Because you might heard about this patent polling in Korean countries and US countries. They were like put all together and they start like sharing the technology on the royalty basis or something like that.
Okay.
In India, it's not till now. So
the competition is intense then.
Very much intense. So let's say if I'm doing this technology, okay, I'll check the competitors, what they are doing. I'll give a best example. I love fond of a football. So you don't know the goalpost where you're taking on, right? So this kind of a competitive intelligence is giving you the focus towards, okay, this particular technology is going. My competitor is working on this technology. So am I lagging behind or something like that?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, FOMO is there. But so that's how. It's like like a couple of landscape reports in a year will help you to make you in the path. That's a kind of a trade secret I'm giving up. So you do the 2 different set of landscapes every 6 months once. You get, okay, these are the technology the competitors are working, because you can get the competitors and the inventors based, like ITC based, everything, right?
Yeah, coming to that now, you also get to know who are the main inventors in your competitors. Does it also go to the HR as well?
No, I don't entertain, because let's take example. If I'm giving you something, later this guy goes to the other company, he will do the same, right? If you're expecting, you can't stop them to do the same thing, right? In future. So I don't entertain usually. So as a IP professional, we always take, okay, so this guy is from this company, I should be more careful. Because human, when you're traveling on one road, some guy said, okay, there is a ghost. This guy is traveling in the same route for almost 20 years. Someone has said, okay, ghost is there. The next day onwards, he will be started fearing, oh man, should I go or not? Kind of thing. So we will be more careful, because you knowingly or unknowingly, you have subconscious mind, right? When you worked on some competitors, you started recreating such kind of a technology. So we will be more cautious, because technology, generating revenue, everything is secondary. First is we should be free from infringements.
Okay, so that what brings me to this. So you're more worried about as a company in India, are Indian companies still worried about, let's say we are infringing or not? Do they actually carry out freedom to operate studies? So for our viewers who may not know what a freedom to operate is basically what it is. Freedom to operate in a specific jurisdictions. So let's say we have patents which are granted in a specific jurisdiction. So by launching a product which will infringe on the patent rights, you will be infringing on that the patent itself. So you will not be having a freedom to operate freely in that jurisdictions. So unlike a patentability study, wherein something which is not even a patent, any literature also can also impact your patentability. In a freedom to operate, it is always the granted patents, which will have an impact on your freedom to operate, because you can only infringe on a granted patent anywhere in India. And these are jurisdiction specific. Means to say that, let's say we want to operate in India, so there should be a patent in India itself on which you'll have to infringe. So yeah.
So I'll start with the example, as you said, right? So every company do FTO checks.
So that is what I'm saying. So are they really scared about infringing? Because let's say I speak to somebody who's not really into patents in India. They feel that, oh, in India everything goes really. If infringement and all is okay, the codes are lax. It takes a long time. So this is what the mindset is of a layman actually.
Right.
So we should be the one actually be the one changing the mindset. So being from the industry and being from let's say a domain which is like pretty hot right now. So can you give me a perspective on that?
Because as I said, automobile industry, because there was a milestone case studies, you might know it.
Yeah.
So even though a big company, they started facing this infringement problems. It was a big company, then they were developing some technology. The competitors is also doing the similar technology. At that time, they don't have the comparison how we overcome this FTO checks and things. At the end of the day, the judgment came and things were totally opposite. Okay, they are not infringing each other's.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the awareness has started booming. Earlier we say FTO, the inventors or VPs and people, they say, what's FTO? That kind of a question. But now, if we say FTO, okay, oh, that is important to do first.
Correct.
And
Because you do not want to be stopped in your tracks, okay?
Yes.
So now let's say you did not do an FTO, you actually went ahead, manufactured your products, and now you're launching, and the other party gets an injunction. Your products are stopped right in their track, right?
Yes, exactly.
So the product team wants to launch, and these people are like, no, you are actually influencing. You stop here. All the money which is spent on production is gone.
Yes.
So people are still not. I don't think the bigger companies realize it because I think they have bigger stakes.
Yes.
But if it is good, everybody else realizes. So that you do not get into a market wherein you really do not even have a freedom to actually launch that product in the market, which is a big red mark.
No, it's a bigger hurdle, as I say, because not everyone understand what is this.
Because see, not everybody has
implications.
let's say, not everybody has an in-house counsel, right? Not everybody has the luxury of filing patents.
Yes.
But the knowledge is important. Even let's say you are small, you are a startup, you are launching something, and if you do not have a freedom to operate, and you actually stop the startup before it begins.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's a kind of the blood flow in your veins, how it goes. So you should start from your in-house organization, like inventors, the engineers, a VP. You start giving them training.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's how the people recent days there are lots of fresh people. They don't aware what is FTO. So when they develop something, we start
I think somebody has to be a product manager.
Yes.
I think this is something which he has to know to begin with first. That should be his first step. First step is, okay, I'm a product manager. I'm designing a product. First thing I do is do a landscape to actually understand how it goes. Then I do an FTO as well. So this is my product idea. If I'm launching in this, will I really be able to launch this product or not? I think that is where the know-how should come.
It's a tough process actually. So because let's say in our complete vehicle around 400, 500 components are there.
No.
You can't do every single...
See, that is also there, but
because different...
all components are not designed by you, right? So let's say you buy components, that is how it starts. You have to ask the vendor that, you're selling me this product. Let me know whether...
No, the biggest problem here is you buy it for something else. But the maybe arrangement which you do is infringing someone, then it will be a tough. You're given the components, but the other design which is connecting with that is a tough process. So let's take example. You're giving some display, right?
Correct.
In the display, I'll put lots of different algorithm process, right? I can get confident on the display as a device.
Correct. Coming to this one also, we had actually a Chinese client which is a big client, and they wanted to protect their display itself. See, user interface, and as you would be aware, user interface is not really protectable in India at all. So I think in that aspect, people are safe in the what is actually displayed on screen, because user interface is not really protectable. How it is displayed, what is displaying on the user interface itself is not something which because the Design Act basically says that it has to be, should be able to manufacture it on its own. You cannot, so it is tied to the screen, right? So just a display, the user interface cannot be taken out of it and manufactured. So that protection is not really provided in India, but I think that is innovation as well. The government should actually think towards actually protecting the user interfaces. They should take examples of other countries where actually such innovations are protectable and change our act. I think it is long time due now.
Yeah, it's like as Hemanth, you've taken a good initiative, because we were talking about patents, as you said, designs. That is something still under IP, right?
Correct.
Like a design
Or a trademark.
and even some copyrights.
Yeah.
So when you look into a product-based company, we just don't only rely on the patent.
Definitely.
So, when I'm doing this patent, the methodology, everything I capture, and the aesthetics I need to capture it.
I think for your company that makes a lot of sense. I think with your design products, unique designs,
Yes.
that is what you really want to protect, how it looks. And design is I'm sure design is a major part of your IP protection.
It's like we are going in a hand on hand. So utility and the design, and as like we are grown men, we need a name, right? So
Trademarks.
yeah, so trademarks. That's obviously comes into picture. So that's also important, because recent trend, if you see the trademarks, if you apply now, if you're not doing the fast expedited process, your examination starts almost 600 days from now, 300 days from now. This is a long time. If you're planning for next, that's how I said, long term and short term. So if you're planning for a futuristic any vehicle, you start filing the trademark now.
Correct. Now coming to this, see trademarks when I speak to, let's say, founders or board members, when it comes to trademarks themselves, so the thing is, first thing that comes into their mind is they want a generic name. Okay. So if it's an EV vehicle, they want to call it a EV. Okay.
Right.
Right. So they say, yeah, this sells, because they are looking at it as a pure business. They do not want to give it a unique name. That means not everybody. Those who may not really be well aware of how trademarks work themselves.
So my first journey when I entered IP, in-house IP council, first thing is, you don't train about your employees, first train the managing
Correct,
people.
perfect, right?
So,
yeah.
So you
if management is on board, they understand, oh yeah, this is not possible. I can name my, let's say, I can name my scooter orange, but I cannot really call it a scooter.
That's why I still take example, Arvin man. Oh, you're a man only, right? So Arvin man, what it means? Like, so that's how. So EV, as you said, scooter and then EV. It's EV, right? I know it's EV. How could you name like a product name with the EV? So that's how when you
train the management.
First, you do the training for the management. What are all the problems? What are all the hindrances?
So because this came into mind because you were saying trademarks take a lot of time.
Yes.
And it will never get granted if we have all just generic names.
Right.
That will take more time.
Yes,
definitely. And if we have such unique names, I think even simple is a good trademark for.
We have filed the complete variants and the product and nearby horizon of like services and things. So that's how. Let's take example of Amazon. Right now, if you say Amazon, people
know what it is.
Like e-commerce. Like before, like 1997 or before that, if I say Amazon, oh, rainforest. That's how people.
Correct.
So you penetrate the market, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the power of a trademark and the marketing people comes into picture.
Like you gave an example of Amazon, I always give the example of Google.
Yeah.
Now we know Google is a search engine, but long back you say Google, nothing comes to mind, right? That's a good trademark.
Right. No, because even when me and my wife was traveling, I say, take your phone and Google it up. What is that? No, we usually say, search it out.
Search it out.
Now the trend is...
Actually, to be honest, that is called dilution of a trademark as such. Some companies try to actually, let's say if you know about Xerox. Now Xerox is a company, right? So now we just say Xerox.
No, I second my example was that. Good that you take it. So even in my like college days, we usually say Xerox.
Xerox. The people still say Xerox. I make it a point to say photocopy.
Yeah. So when I enter into IP, then I realized, oh man, I did the blender for last 25 years.
No, now I make it a point that I never say Xerox because it's a trademark. I always say photocopy.
Right. So that's how, like now even I've started saying, okay, photocopy. Like when you enter into IP professional, then you realize, okay, this is not the name of it. It's like a dilution of a product name, right? So that's how. So that's how the penetration, the whole set of IP always works with the in-house. So that's why we should not say that design is like inferior than the patent, because it's equally connected.
Providing different rights altogether.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I think both are. It depends on what you want to protect for your product and what really is your product. Not everything needs a patent because some are only aesthetic in nature.
Yes.
And such are protected by designs only, because filing a patent will not really get you a patent grant for that as well. But design is something which you, how it looks makes a lot of sense, right? So you want to protect that, so better to go for design protection.
So that's why, like we've trained the management people. Next is the employees. Before employees, you need to train the like higher hierarchy in the departments, because you can't be there in every department.
Absolutely.
So you do the second level is training those VPs and the managers.
The basic understanding of what is IP protection, what should be protected, what is not really IP protection, what needs to come to the IP department's purview. All these things, if actually the employees are aware of, makes our job easier.
I'll give us this example, because I faced it when I entered in this particular organization, because that is a startup, and when I entered, the people doesn't know about IP. So I have always the character. I'll mingle with the people and discuss with the people. Then I say I'm from IP. Which department is IP?
See,
what is this
if it's let's say a software company, many people think IP is an internet protocol.
Right. So started training sessions, like whenever there is an event, you just, because let's take an example. If I give all the explanation for a half an hour or 1 hour, people get bored. When this will be over.
And that too, people would have told them to go attend this seminar. They'll be thinking that they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll attend this. This is like
because this is a trade secret. I'm revealing it because lots of startup need it. So you do your session 15 to 20 minutes. Do interactive. Go to the people. Speak with them. Speak with them for half an hour.
Give a slideshow will not do.
Yeah, slideshow won't help. So do something, because there are two different set of people are there. One looks for monetary benefit, other looks for the fame and the name.
Definitely. I think more than monetary benefits, it's fame and name is what works.
Because let's take example, Arvin T also head of strategy. Oh man, okay, this guy is this. So when we are using a LinkedIn, we are showing what we are. If someone needs of help, we'll do it. That's how I grown up. So most of the IP professionals, they support each other, right? So coming back to this point, that do the training for the management, then the managers, VP or directors, then go for the second below level. And before that, you need to train your department first. That is important too. So when you do this kind of things, and put one ambassador in every department,
make him in charge.
Yes, you should not give him too much power, but you should feel them that I have a power, right? So those guys will work on behalf of IP department. So I don't want to, because every month we were receiving almost 50 to 60 IDFs. And IDFs comes into picture. I don't give like 20 pages or 30 pages. 2 pages. Give me an idea. What's the background? Why you're doing it? Done.
Yeah. Because for them, if you tell them to fill up, this is a problem everybody faces.
Right.
The inventor doesn't really want to fill up pages and pages of information for nothing. He'll be like, okay, he's going to dismiss my idea later on. Why put so much of effort rather than working on what I'm supposed to work on? I think 1 or 2 page initial information does make a lot of sense.
Because nowadays people have a lot of time, but they said, I don't have a time. And they copy paste everything from the chat GPT and then they'll paste it there. Right? So because chat GPT in IP domain is very much restricted. You don't have access of everything of IP in chat GPT. So coming back to this point that
the training itself.
Yeah, the training, then you streamline the process flow. You give a transparency how it works, what it does when this particular process is done. So right now, even if I go and check out any department, they know what is patentability. In a part of their process when they are innovating, before that they will check with IP department. They'll give some hints also. They'll give some kind of extra B's. Okay, this technology is available in US. They didn't file it in India. You can still kind of grab it. You don't file a patent application really, but you can ease the production.
See, that is better, right? So sometimes, let's say, finding technology which is good, but somehow those they have not filed in India as such. No, actually that is up for grabs.
Yes.
Because other people also are not really going to get protection over that in India because it is already patented elsewhere. So they will not get a patent grant in India. Even you will not get a patent grant in India, but it's a great product idea. From that you can actually take those features without really worrying about infringement as well. This is
before doing FTO checks in the jurisdiction. That's it. You just need to do FTO check and then in that particular zone. So your prior art search already give you, because we usually go with the combination of patentability and FTO. Because sometimes we don't.
But I think even though patentability, let's say the scope of work varies a lot. A lot of we get asked why do you charge more for an FTO as compared to patentability?
Right.
Yeah, but because we need to explain them the scope is very different in FTO. We have to map on each features of the claim to your product and all that. Whereas in a patentability, we are only trying to find out whether a few combinations would actually disclose.
So I'll give an example because I always love examples because that's how you can give in touch with what it is. Like So let's take example of iPhone and Android phone. Android phone has lots of features. Their own feature, their specialized feature, no one else can copy. That's how the patent and slide to unlock, right? So Android have a lot of features, more than Apple or things like that. But the utilization is 10% or 15%, right? So the value and the money comes with the standards. As you said, FTO checks have lots of things, and even if you miss one thing, that's going to be a disaster for the company.
Right. We are worried about that. But unlike patentability study, it is not really. The stakes are not that high.
Kind of not directly monetary, but indirectly monetary. Right? Patent, and then the product will be, and then the issues. So that's something always I'd say that you should not really think about the costing of the reports. You should think about the standard of the
reports. Yes.
So if you really give all the standards, everything, okay, next time I can blindly believe that, okay, this guy gives the report means I'm sure about it, this technology is free for operation, right? So that's something always because we work with in-house analysts and we work with external parties also. Because we do cross verification, because we do some maybe like 5 people are there, their thought process is different. If a service-based company works,
their thought process is
different.
And also, I'm not sure about this, I'm making a strong statement as such, but somehow I feel that service providers are more scared in the sense, to provide a good report. Because when you are working in-house, you are not really as scared, right? A service provider is like, I have to give a good report because this is a client I do not want to lose. And I am responsible for providing the right report to my client. That is our mindset because we are more, call it being scared or responsible. We are responsible to the client to provide something which will not affect them in future. But when you're working in an in-house team, if this not this company, I'll just go somewhere else. Right? That is a generic statement I'm making.
No, understood. Because some people works like a kind of lethargic, but I always insist that IP domain is something directly working like a co-founders or a directors.
Okay.
Because over a time period, because your track record is always matters, right? So last 5 years I worked in these technology. I'm sure about there is no infringement. I'm sure about I'm trying to capture the horizon of technology. In future, there's gonna be a technology. So because always I say, right, both the sides are there for every coin.
Absolutely.
But recent trends, people are started getting awareness. Okay, if I'm doing this, there will be a replication over a time period, because during if they're switching to another company, still the black mark is black mark, right? So when you worked in the other company, so you might came across these kind of infringement, because infringement comes, the whole globe knows it, or any issue comes, the whole that's how the social media connecting each other, right? So the trend is slowly decreasing. Earlier it was, and people have started getting awareness. Okay, I need to be more careful.
Yeah. Now coming to the dealing with the management itself, I read that you provide them with newsletters of information, of IP and all that. So I was just wondering, so what is the information that you provide? What is, because they are busy with other things, this is something which they need to read. And what do you feel is something which is of value? What do you really send them for them to actually get a feel of how things are going?
Okay, that's a really great question, and it's much important right now, because I'm reporting to a CEO. So what happened is getting them is very difficult. I'm not blaming them, because they have a lot of
other
work,
things as well.
Right?
This is one, just part of it.
So when you don't want to give every information like
he doesn't need
10 minutes
to know everything.
So I'll say, okay, there is a part in a trademark. If we missed it, someone will grab it, right? That gives you a trigger. Okay, I'm working on this. So I'll give you like 5 minutes. You just up everything. You want whatever you want. Make it and come back to me next half an hour. We'll discuss everything. We'll freeze it. So you're creating the FOMO, as we talk, fear of missing out. So you trigger that. And some people always, because our CEO and the management people always gives a time. Every week, this is the time for IP, right? Because that's
a good thing.
But that is something you need to create. That's how I said the training gives you like opening up your third eyes. So every week, once in like half an hour or 50 minutes, you grab them, give them this whole just. These are the problems. These are the benefits. What you can get it. So if we do, because my first question is, are you really interested on this technology? First is. Second one is, that incurs a cost. We file the PCT application, and internationally 6-7 countries we file one particular technology. First question is, this technology is new. This is gonna be rule the market in next 5 years. So
it's more like an investment, right? You may not really enter that market, but by filing a PCT, you're keeping your doors open to actually you're extending by at least 30 months to actually you will have time to file patents in those jurisdictions in the next 30 months from priority.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Even if you're not entering that market, you can have let's say a partner who you can actually license it and actually do make money out of
because that's a strategy itself. Because this is new, everything we said. The third point is, are you able to invest 20-25 lakhs, because the cost of patent
it's not free.
So are you able to bear the cost, because it won't come in one upfront.
Definitely.
It'll come in
tranches.
This is examination report comes, then the examination report comes, the cost is hefty. Right? Filing cost is pretty minimal compared to the examination cost.
Definitely.
So
and depends on jurisdictions as well.
Yes, right.
I'm sure, I think Europe and all, you're not looking into it because that is not really a market for EV scooters, I feel. And it's very expensive.
It's expensive, but we have some technology related to motor. We still filed it.
Okay.
Because that's going to be rule the market, then you should not, as you said. So it's filed in US, it's not in India, so I can use it. Similarly, people can do a reverse engineering, right? So, for a
and I think China is some place which we always need to file, because manufacturing happens in China a lot, and you at least can stop people who are trying to manufacture
because
your
I
product
have an
itself?
exposure in Chinese market, so the enforceability is pretty tough.
But they file a lot, is what?
They
Because
file a lot.
most of our clients are actually Chinese.
Because
And they file the most. I think they are filing more than the US right now.
the reason is universities. If you see,
We file for a lot of universities.
Universities are penetrating a lot.
Yeah.
So,
And I think from Chinese universities compared to Indian universities, I don't want to say this being Indian, but the quality of innovations coming from China is much higher quality.
because let's say assume India have some IITs, some number of IITs. Every universities work like IITs
in China.
That's how they work, right? So there is no standard like this is the top college, only these guys can work on this technology or something like that. They cross like government support is also there, and
that's something which
the
is
awareness is something, because lots of PhD students they say, okay, for the PhD I need to file 2 patents. So I'll file
that is how it goes.
so recent trend people are working on it, because I worked with one particular commercialization that converts in a good revenue. They don't, that particular individual is from different domain, they develop something different technology, we license it to some Fortune 100 company, they generate a huge revenue, they settle in some other countries, that's it. So you don't want to hold 100 application, one application with good, not one, a portfolio of
patents which actually are unique as well as which are of much value, would actually, it is similar to your land, right? So you sold your land for crores, you are actually selling.
So you have holded your land in Silkbird for like 50 years. Oh man, okay, that's gotta be, I don't know work. So if I sell this property, that's more than enough.
Yeah, but this is based on your intellect. You can actually, without investing much, you can make more money. That is what people don't realize.
Right. That's awareness is coming up, because lots of government organizations started. If you see recent trends in LinkedIn, you can see technology commercialization. Everywhere it started popping up, because that's how the generation shift happens. As I said, there is a big hurdle in this technology commercialization is valuation.
Yeah. So coming to that, okay, this is a question I keep getting asked, and I cannot give them a definite answer. I know the answer, but the thing is, it depends a lot on the company themselves. What they ask is, let's say most startups or something, when they are at the point of acquiring the startup itself. Now, let's say the startup did file a few patents. Now, the startup says that, this is my valuation. The IP is valued at this. Now, or they come to us saying that I have IP. How do I value it?
Right.
Okay, how do I value it? The answer that I give them is simple. I said, see, these are the I cannot be doing this valuation without your contribution as such.
Exactly.
Because it's a business valuation as such. What you need to understand is to value a patent itself. It is what barrier are you actually creating? What the barrier that you are creating? What is the revenue that is being generated? And are there any products connected to this IP itself? And what is the quantum of sales that this IP can generate? And how you're stopping others from generating that revenue? All these things matter. It is not just that I will just say, or people just make up random things without actually valuing it. So, but I want to understand your perspective as to how to value IP itself.
That's a nice question, because I'll give an example. Again, I'm going for the example.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we work with, not in this organization, before, we worked with some university. They do the calculation. They do on whatever the cost incurred for developing that patent. That's it. So
that's very...
So because that's how institute work. They don't really think of a commercial point of view. They want some funding.
But yeah, you can do. That's a very easy way to do it. But that is something which you have it right away. Because you know how much it costs to get that patent.
Because that was really related to some gene technology. A kind of a tool or adapter, something like that. So they said I had spent around $23,000 for everything. Okay, so what's your
100.
what's your costing on it? They said I'm okay with the 35,000.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I said okay. Give me a week. I'll come back. So we did some calculation because we are working with
Business
different-
intelligence is where this
Yeah,
comes into
that
picture.
comes into picture, right? So we analyzed what is there in the horizon. That technology is awesome.
Okay.
If we didn't stop them, he would have sold it for $35,000.
Yeah.
That actually it value more than 17 million USD.
Oh my God.
So the valuation is something important, and you can't do it like as I said. I'll come back in 10 to 15 days, right?
Yeah.
So,
Now
but
give us the trade secret. You valued it at 17. What did you go about valuing it at
because
17?
that particular technology is the road blocker for most of the upcoming innovations.
Okay.
So we already work with some, lots of product-based companies. So we know what's the revenue generated in that particular country.
Yeah,
Because
revenue generation.
Revenue generation. What will be the investment costing? What will be the product cost? What will be the profit from that particular product? Because the kit is let's say 3,000 rupees INR, right? My actual product cost is around 400 rupees. The remaining amount is a profit. Right? So in the profit, if you get 5,000, I'll ask you, give me 1,000, you will be happy. If you get, let's say 1,500, I'll ask for, okay, give me 1,000. You don't just hold 500, you give 1,000 to me, right? So that technology is a roadblocker for future technology. That technology gonna reach the market very well.
So was that something which they were able to sell it at that value?
So not because the
Maybe
valuation.
the valuation is on a higher end,
so
but
it's
still
changed.
better than what they wanted.
So they settled the deal for around 14 million.
Excellent.
That guy was shocked, man, 35,000 to 14 million. So because I was supporting, because I was running, I said, a non-profit organization. We were helping Indian clients and even foreign people because as I said initially, because I faced these hurdles, I should not let the others, because that's how you contribute back to the society, right? So we were like the team people were supporting almost more than 180 startups for free of cost.
Oh, that's excellent.
Because Saturdays and Sundays, you can just give some of your time to those people. So that's how you can contribute back. You can't give a commercial as a money, but I can give you my knowledge to you. So that's how I work, and then I can see the trend movement recent days. That's a good, actually, I feel that that's a good initiative by the government and professionals, IP professionals, recent trend we can see because we are 3-4 people, we joined together and started supporting individuals, even college students, and startups, because startups are something, they didn't register as a startup, they have thought process. During them also I started supporting. And so now almost 23-24 people are there.
Oh, that's excellent.
So that's how we are supporting to the giving back to the society.
Okay, excellent. I think this was very a lot of information you shared. It was very excellent information that you shared today. It was an excellent session by you today.
The limited timeline, because I don't want because you can't give your 14 years experience in a 1 hour. So we had touched here and there, but
it was excellent talk today. Yeah, anything you would want to say?
The thing is, there are 3 different segments. One is startups, the bigger companies, and then the academia. Academia should grow better, because recent trends, they were filing it. File out of 10 patent, 1 patent, you file something really wonderful, right? So with that 1 patent, you can generate a revenue, because it's a non-profit, it's an institution, right?
This can be, the example can be taken from US universities, Chinese universities. the way they're actually commercializing, they're making money out of patents is something the Indian universities should also learn.
The real thing is you don't really look for a commercial, but if you're getting that was a university, I'll reveal that university, they were generating 17 million. They were started investing that out of the cost almost 16 million. 16 million they're reinvesting for the R&D.
Oh,
right. So that's how more innovation comes into picture that's how IIT works. They innovate something, the commercial, and out of the commercial they'll reinvest for the departments.
Yeah, like you're saying, there are three. There are startups, there are companies, then there are academia. So academia should file, like you're saying, relevant patents. What about startups and companies themselves? How should
startups they need to create a kind of a environment, what is patent and how it works and things, as a training helps really. So in-house counsel should explain, because
not everybody can afford an in-house counsel, right?
Because that's something. At least I'll suggest one in-house counsel is pretty helpful.
Okay.
Because at least one, let's take example.
See, if not in-house counsel, I'm sure we service providers are always there to help.
That's a better alternative.
Because you may not be in a position to hire somebody full-time. We are there. We actually advise a lot of people for free itself to begin with, to set their strategy, to how it should go about it. We are always free for a call.
Because that's
we
a
always
great one. Because some startup, they don't generate revenue. They're burning out the money.
Correct.
Right. That time you can't say hire a in-house counsel. The cost is hefty. Things like that. So as you pointed out, that is something a service provider should start injecting to the startups, right? So training and giving them awareness about patent designs and everything, and there should be open mind, right? So you should not just think, okay, this is going to be technology, but you need to think on all the aspects. Even startup, I'm giving not only startups and companies.
Companies themselves, yeah.
I'm giving one kind of a request that when I started developing, I only develop. When we collaborating with people, the whole society will boom. So if you take example of Korea, and Korea I always admire. There is like all the big corporates, they invest one patent pooling.
Rather than being competitors.
Enjoying the monopoly.
So they are actually pooling and working for the nation building is what.
Yes, that's something really missing right now in India. I don't know how many people are going to watch this. Patent pooling is something gonna boom Indian innovation market very quickly. Because let's say 100 companies, if you're investing 10 CR, 100, it's a huge, right?
Yeah.
So that way they can generate a revenue and they can develop, they can put one institution or something like that. They can start understanding, analyzing, okay, this patent pool, this guy is major technology. I'll give you 2% share from this. This guy is 0.5%. I'll give you a share of this. So everyone will get a profit. It's a win-win situation.
So this works when, let's say, like you're mentioning Korea. I think what you made is a very good point. But what we also need to understand is that this patent pooling, their market is not Korea. Their market is, let's say, US. So when they're going to the US, when these people pool it, it is a win-win for Korea. But here, we have a huge market in India itself.
Yes.
So you're competitors. You cannot really...
And that's why these rules and things need to be framed. Government should involve in it. Because let's say 5 companies are okay, we drafted some agreement. After some time, there might be a director change or a chairman change. Their perspective will be different. So government should come into picture to synchronize all the people. Because even though our competitors, they know sometimes you need a technology. I'll say, okay, we'll share the licensing, right? Yeah. So that's so, because you should not stop upfront. Let them join together. They can develop. That's how investment comes into picture. This is a company. The same competitor are above them, they'll invest in it, right? So
Yeah.
that's how it works. So patent pooling is something. That's why these two
Yeah.
are like this. So they need to love each other, right? So that's how.
Great thought process. Thanks a lot for your time.
That's
It was
pleasure is
excellent speaking with you today. And for our viewers, I hope you enjoyed our podcast today. Stay tuned for more such podcasts. Thank you all.